Everyone, welcome back to the ESL One Battlefield 4 Summer 2015 season. We're into the group stages, and particularly we're into Group B in our final game of the day. I'm just Captain, still joined by Alex Machine Richardson, and we finally have our final game. It's playingDucks up against Dynamic Instinct. We're going to find out which one of these two teams will move on to tomorrow to play in the loser bracket final game to see which teams will get through into the finals.
Yes, this is crunch time really now for Dynamic and playingDucks. The loser of this is going home with their tail between their legs and their hopes of Cologne dashed. Dynamic have been the better team so far today. Not the same case, though, can be said for them in the Cups. Only getting points for participation in contrast to playingDucks, who taking that 8th spot in contrast to the 12th that we saw them kind of... Sorry, joint 11th, excuse me.
Joint 11th, which is basically 12th.
Yeah, that's where I was looking at.
The game has started. It's going to drop straight into game, as we can see, kicking off on Siege of Shanghai. We're going to find out which of these two teams will pick up the first map, and we will see what's going to be going down. On the blue side, it's going to be playingDucks with Kuko, B-Mode, Daily, Cyber, Nixon. On the red side, it will be Cryptnax, Lodrem, Hete, Xanax, and Digi.
So let's see what the game does unfold. We're going to be seeing Hete, who was really kind of the most prominent player for Dynamic in that first game up against Penta. Already holding a very aggressive position, looking to hunt Cyber down, who is the man wielding that bomb. For now, wow, that's a big connection with the Magnum, as Cyber has been getting some style points. That has to be said for him. We saw him get a dog tags with a knife kill. We saw him connect a couple... I think that's we've seen him hit a couple of Magnum shots as well. But that bomb has already made a lot of progress towards that C flag.
Yeah, he asked for us to record up the clip for him. The knife. And I was like, but you lost the game anyways, bro. And then he didn't respond because I think he hates me. But we do have, like I said, the bomb down at the C site. And we do have Dynamic with enough men actually around it to pick it up and run for it if they wanted to. But as you saw before, we had to kind of compare how these two teams played out. Dynamic, they played against a very passive Penta. And they actually were able to go head-to-head against them in terms of kills, but unfortunately not able to pick up the win in the end of things. And then we had playingDucks up against a very aggressive Infamous. So both teams are going to be up against very contradicting styles when it comes to the two playing against each other, I believe. Not playingDucks, sorry, Dynamic on the move though with the bomb. Lodrem carrying it currently. They can pick these two frags. They might be able to push across the map and actually get the bomb down. The last man's Kuko trying to defend on the push from different directions, and they will get him down. Now they're going to push across the map, looking for that charge onto B. B-Mode, the only man here to defend.
Yeah, this should go one way and one way only. I say that, though. It looks like the rotates have come in, and we're going to be seeing 3 members from playingDucks. Maybe just 2, as B-Mode does fall. And I'm surprised Dynamic haven't picked up the pace a little bit. Probably this threat from Nixon. I'm not sure if they're too aware of it. But he could really profit from this one if he plays it right. What on earth was that? Just hip firing into the grate. Does finally find a frag, though, as that bomb has kind of hit a bit of a wall.
Well, we ran into the problem when we saw Dynamic earlier on of not knowing when to go, not knowing when to be aggressive. And just, what, like 20 seconds ago, there's only 2 people alive, and they could have pushed into that B site, but they were afraid. They didn't know exactly where the 2 were going to be. And because of that, they just sat there, sat back, waited for the respawns, and are now looking for another chance to push back in. But they need to pick up some kills to allow that. Cryptnax already at 3-1 first team. Digi at 4-3. You can see that playingDucks are able to hold this defense, and it looks like they might be rotating the bomb around towards A. That's going to be so difficult to pull off, but Cyber's the one here defending against this.
He's going to be struggling to finish off the job. He did manage to do some damage, but it's not going to be enough. As, of course, we are seeing a majority, in fact, no, all medics across the board for this one. I was going to say we have seen some engineer classes in the past from both of these teams, but not opting for it in this battle. This is, of course, the first map of our final game of today's action, and both of these teams have already fighting back off the back of a loss. That sounded weird. Fighting back off the back of a loss. Good one, Alex. Either way, the bomb is loose, and Kuko, for some reason, is risking it straight away, not going for the opening frags, not expecting Dynamic to be stacked around this bomb site, but they are.
Well, they've waited long enough. They've given the opportunity to get stacked around the site, and that's what's really confused me for Dynamic. Now they're going to lose almost every single man of their team. Cryptnax, the last man alive who will fall. And now there's no one stopping them from getting across towards C. They have to get the bomb, though. First of all, Daily will do just that, and will charge straight towards C, where there's going to be 3 men now waiting since it took them a little bit too long to get across.
Yeah, I mean, that's just good spawn timing for Dynamic. They're going to be happy with that, as it does enable them to just set themselves up, get some sort of perimeter established, and Hete Petty just fires one back with a Magnum into the skull of Daily. With the bomb loose, that's just going to once again slow this game down, and this feels very reminiscent of that game we played first of all with Penta and Dynamic Instinct.
All right, well, with the bomb in the hands of the blue team for playingDucks, they're going to pick it up, Start to actually move it across this map towards the C site, but all the defense or all the convoy that was pushing out across towards C that Daily had has just completely disappeared. It's got wiped off the face of the earth. He'll fall as well. The bomb now in the hands of Dynamic. They're going to push back across the map, and they should be able to get towards B. They just have to run non-stop full speed, and we'll be met up against Nixon B mode. If they can just get in the right spots, they're going to make these positions pretty much useless.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to cryptnax. It comes down to how many frags he can find early. He's got the spot, that's something, but the offensive is going to be stopped by those players crossing. If he'd have hit those shots, this may be going a very different way. And now the bomb, this time in the hands of, I think that's actually Digi, as he does go down. Chances are starting to look a little fleeting. Hoping to take down Daly. That was an important frag, and Daly.
They just ran him one by one.
Yeah, that was a really poor maneuver from Dynamic. And you know what the problem is? Look at these two. To be fair, Lodram was there, but Xanax just doing absolutely nothing for his team.
He was watching for a flank, but why are they going to flank from that direction?
I don't
know.
That's not where you should be.
Yeah, it's just really sloppy play out of both teams, to be honest. Not just one team, but 4.5 minutes left in the first half. And playingDucks looking to go on the push, looking to catch out someone and get this bomb down. There's 4 men, though, in Dynamic to actually defend against us. They're on the high ground, too, and the bomb will fall. Hete coming up big for his team. He's still got another man there to worry about, and Digi actually might be charging from the backside, but Hete still looking, trying to clear all of his corners. And the bomb back in the hands of Daly. But it's going to be so difficult, I think, just to even get up towards this actual building.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy at all. And, you know, you look at that distance between that and the C flag, you just don't realize how difficult it can be. Like, every meter is an achievement at this point for these two teams. As playingDucks is going to be, Daly is going to be trying to maneuver through this one-man hold. Xanax is just holding these two angles, and it's slowed them down a great deal. They do seem to be aware of his position. He's been forced out thanks to the nade and smoke. But Xanax using that information provided by that bomb holder to just weasel his way around and keep the bomb a distance from that site.
I'm surprised that it's taking like so long for both these teams. Like playingDucks, they're waiting for Dynamic to make a mistake, but Dynamic are the ones defending, so they're not really going to make any mistakes. They're not going to be aggressive and push out into the bomb when they can see it already just sitting there and not actually progressing across the map. Finally, playingDucks had picked up a couple of kills. They're starting to push up. They have taken control of this building finally, but they don't have the actual site just yet. There's still too many men alive on the side of Dynamic Instinct. The bomb will pick up another kill onto cryptnax, but he will back away because he lost again all of his teammates to help him get the bomb down.
That was embarrassing for cryptnax there. He was holding the angle. The bomb carrier snuck up on him. That should never happen. The bomb carrier has a big flashing icon on your screen. You know where he is 24/7. And cryptnax still falling foul to that play from Daly. Daly finds a second. Daly's really kind of been stepping up a lot recently after his previous shortcomings. Now with just 2 minutes 30 left on the clock, we are finally going to be seeing an offensive start to take shape for Dynamic once again. Immediately neutralized by Nixon as he extinguishes that fire.
Why did he pick up the bomb and run? Like the one time they do that when they shouldn't. When they don't know where anyone is on the other side, they run straight into 3 people and died. And now the bomb, it's going to be picked back up on the blue side, and no one's here to defend out of Dynamic Instinct. Like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand the call on that. I mean, yeah, I can see the overview, so I see everything that's happening for both teams, but even if you couldn't see the other team, you should have just known that it would have been a bad move to push across the map like that by yourself.
No, you're absolutely right, and looks like Cyber's been having varied success over on this kind of mid-push, mid-presence. He's going to be able to find one, and the time is so damn close. Look at this, 1 minute 40. That bomb is within spitting distance of that C site, but it looks like Dynamic are going to be able to clear those threats and not necessarily up to pick up the bomb just yet, which is surprising. I feel like they want to get that bomb as far away from the site as possible. Finally, Xanax does step up and decide to go on a little bit of a marathon. Nope, tell a lie. He's just going to sit back and watch that time tick away, it seems, as they're starting to wrap around. And this is actually dangerous territory. Not getting that bomb away from C could cost them here, Jason.
I think they're waiting for a little bit more time to fall off the clock before they do for the push, because then when they get the bomb on the other side of the map, you just won't have the time to run it back anyways. So as long as he can play it safe, as long as he doesn't die at the C site, his whole team gets squad wiped, then they should be fine to at least keep it at 0-0. And it looks like with a minute left on the clock, they're going to start to finally make their move across the map. No, is he actually... is he really just going to run away with the bomb? I think he might be just running away with the bomb, trying to check out the time.
Draw. Wow. It's a vulnerability, though, and look, fortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to cost them. As far he's turning around. He's changed his mind. They've got a couple of frags. They realized they took 3 of the 5 down, and now he's going on an absolute rampage. Does have the bomb in hand. Xanax going to be trying to babysit by Digi, but Digi falls to the mind games of Cyber, as they're starting to realize this may have been an error. 30 seconds. Don't forget that the bomb, when it goes down, can still be planted in the last couple of seconds, and it rolls over. You have that overtime forced by the bomb plant. Still loose, though. 20 seconds left, and neither team going for the bomb immediately. And this is, like, who can make the least amount of mistakes, Jason? That's essentially what we're watching here. 13 seconds. They're going to get the bomb down here. Oh, my God. Cyber could make it.
Or is he even going to go for it? He's
Why
running
did
away
he
from
run
the bomb.
away from the plant? What? What?
I mean, he didn't really have protection to plant anyways, but that's not the direction you want to go when that's the only site you could physically make it to in time. And Alex, you got your face in your hands.
Yes.
And I'd be there with you.
What a fool. Damn, I'm sorry. That made no sense to me. Like, the whole point of, like, objective-based gameplay is you go right down to the wire and try and play the objective. You've got 5 seconds left, you're within planting distance, you run towards that bomb and try and plant. Like, there's no reason to not try, I guess. Oh, well. Anyway, we need to stop criticizing, because hindsight is, of course, 2020. We can see the overview, we can see the enemy positions, we can see the timer, we can see it all combined into one neat, tidy package.
A lot of it comes from experience, but
yeah,
like killing 3 people or something like that and not pushing off the back of that, which you saw Dynamic Instincts do earlier, that's a mistake that no team should make. Like, that's a mistake that we could just pick up and play, you and I in a team, and just know that there's not going to be something like that happening. Like, we're obviously going to make something happen within that time. But we're going to be loading on to the second half. It is 0-0 currently, so you get 1 MCOM and you're in the lead. You get 2, you win. At least the first map. And the second map will be on Operation Locker. Third map on Zavod, if we do actually need it.
Yeah, I mean, the fact we saw the same map pool twice is unusual in itself. And
yeah.
Going into our final game, our third game of today.
Speaking, because Penta, I mean, maybe it's because Dynamic Instinct was smart about the ban or the veto, because we know Penta likes Hainan Resort. They pick it quite a few times, but maybe they just looked into it and were like, all right, well, let's just not let them have it. Let's just veto that away. Definitely would have been smart out of Dynamic. But here we go. The countdown has started. Second half kicking off.
Fun fact for you, Siege of Shanghai has been played in all but 2 games so far in the group stage. That is a sign of which maps teams do favor. And it's got to be said that I'm not surprised. One of the maps we've seen the least, in fact, let me just double check this, I can almost say it without looking, is Dawnbreaker. We've seen it picked once so far in the group stage. It's a map that really isn't favored by teams. And
Is Hainan Resort picked?
Hainan Resort hasn't been played, but I'm talking to maps that have been played. The least is Dawnbreaker. Like, that's a map that has been played just once, and that was chosen in the unknown game against Nameless.
Well, here we go. 10 seconds to go on our second half of our first map and our final game of the day. playingDucks on the red side, Dynamic on the blue. And let's see if Dynamic on the attack can make something happen. And playingDucks, if they can transition off a good defense, a good hold, into a bomb plant themselves.
It does feel like Dynamic's play has been anything but dynamic at this stage in the game, as we are kicking back on into the action. And it looks like not too much can be said of Hetty Petty. Oh, damn your name. Because he plays the same position every time. He's going now once again into the game, and I'm struggling to see how much of an impact he can make. Cyber did manage to take him down, but of course the revive did get thrown in straight away. Cyber's been one of those standout players for me, I think, for playingDucks, as he is a bit of a fan of this Magnum. There's a tip of an enemy head, but he's not going to be able to find it just yet. And I fear, Jason, we're about to fall once again into a slow-paced game.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes the full, well,
I think
10 now, 9
one
minutes.
MCOM destruction and then wait it out.
I think it might just go to 0, and we might see overtime.
Wow, that would be insane.
I think we could see potentially our first double overtime. No, I've seen a double overtime once. I think that was with Mitch. Actually, no, it was just the second half of the first overtime, which in turn is double overtime. I don't know. Anyways, it looks like Dynamic Instinct's not even going to bother touching the bomb for now. They do have Digi ready to grab it, though, and to run it across. But they just need to pick up some crucial frags to allow it to happen. And, well, critNucks, the big fragger for them in the first half. Well, he will get himself one, but will quickly be taken down thereafter. And again, just kind of a standstill. You know, playingDucks, they got, what, 2 kills. They have the revives. They have 4 people. They have the man advantage, and yet they're not going to push across the map for now.
Oof. That That's not ideal. Lodrem does get taken down by B-Mode, as B-Mode is potentially going to be able to pick up the revive on side, but this is important because it's all about numbers. It's a numbers game, and that bomb's still loose, meaning any of these frags that are picked up here can mean so little unless you're willing to push off the back of that bomb.
Oh, playingDucks are getting aggressive. They're pushing into the side of Dynamic, and they're able to pick up quite a few kills to get the almost squad wipe. Xenix, the last man alive, and they will not get the bomb because it just respawned, but they're going to push across the map and try to actually lock down any sort of reinforcements back up towards this northern side. So playingDucks looking like there's some promise in them. They've got to wait for that bomb to respawn in. And if they're actually able to be aggressive, they weren't able to do that really in the first half, especially with that real blunder of an ending of the first half. But they will have the bomb in their hands, and we'll have at least the opportunity to push across if they can.
Yeah, and it's not going to come down to fragging. We always make these points that FPS 101 with these two teams, they're pretty damn level. It's going to come down to making the least poor choices, and so far both teams have been falling foul to that mistake of not pushing when you could, and that's something we're going to be mentioning a lot. When you do cast the kind of lowest tier teams in Battlefield 4, you do see these kind of these poor decisions made. Decision making is such a crucial part of any video game, especially when you are battling for the ESL One prize pool, and of course for a ticket to Cologne as well.
Well, meantime, the bomb is going to be secured by playingDucks currently. Still just sit on this side of the map. Again, this is a very dangerous thing to do. You don't want to drop the bomb on your side of the map, because that's going to mean like you've already lost 2 or 3, maybe even 4 teammates on your side, and that can't allow an actual plant to come in. But they're still just committing with it. You see playingDucks, or sorry, Dynamic, just being very cautious, trying to stop them from pushing across that third one, playing defensive, trying to force playingDucks to be the ones to make the move. But we're already 4 minutes in, and we haven't really seen that bomb really progress anywhere. But with that big kill coming in, man, is that it? Lodrem going down. That might be exactly what playingDucks finally need to push across. Daily looking to charge straight through. And we'll have a man off to his side, and that's going to be Cryptnex, who does pick up one. He's looking for the bomb, but it will be taken down. Daily, you can get the revive in on the teammate, and they're going to have a clear path to the bomb, but will they take advantage of this? They can get this plant down very easily.
They certainly can. The only man really with a chance to stop it is going to be coming in now. It's going to be Lodrem, who does get spawned in on now by Xenix. All onto B mode to keep him safe and sound. The bomb is going to be going down. So now 45 seconds thrown onto the clock by playingDucks as we have our first MCOM plant of this game in that second half.
I haven't heard that sound in a while.
Yeah. I forgot what it sounded like. It looks like Daly did too, as he's going to be staying on that bomb. He's not interested in moving. He's all about fragging right now.
Well, it helps clear up the 2 people from behind, so you don't have to worry about the people towards the south. Lodrem trying to push in, as well as Digi. I think he might be just
lost a Lodrem.
Nah, that's not good. Yep, he has disconnected. And now Dynamic with only 4 people on the team, only 2 alive. Now just 1. They have to go for the retake, but it's all on Daly, who I think he's just trying to stay alive, currently trying to get some exit frags. And he will fall. So the first MCOM going over to playingDucks. They have the lead. And now 1 MCOM away from closing out the first half. Or sorry, the first map.
Yep, man, it looks like that's going to really take a big chunk out of Dynamic. That's going to take the wind from their wings, as they're going to really struggle. I mean, they were struggling to make moves and struggling to have an impact on this game. With 5, you take away one of their more influential players, and this is really going to be spelling trouble. Nice attempt, but Coco says no with the AEK. Bomb once again located. Now, I won't be surprised if playingDucks just push where it hurts and
you just know in their
push on for the MCOM. Yeah,
they're just screaming, "Let's do it! Let's go! We got this! Let's do this! Let's get that bomb down one more time and get that first map under our belts." All they do is just be aggressive. They have the man advantage. All they have to do is just go for these refrags, attack as a team, and get those revives in on top of that. But Cyber, favorite sound of the game, Machine, as he just created a smoke wall for him to run over towards there, maybe even towards C. Depends on how he wants to go. Depends where the kills come in, but his teammates are falling, as they are able to trade quite a few. And they're going to go towards A. The flank has come out, and it has worked out well for them. And Cyber's going to get the MCOM plant yet again.
How much does a smoke wall help when you're the bomb carrier, though? It can't help you too much. You're still, you know, visible to your opponents. And bomb goes down now from Cyber, and it's just going to really...
Well, the bomb, I don't believe it updates constantly. I think it's like every couple seconds it updates, so this maybe can work out. But also it helps facilitate your teammates across a little bit more easily. But either way, the bomb is down. The MCOM is under scrutiny. playingDucks, Kuko trying to defend, and Even 5 against 4, they can't defend that. The defuse will come in for Digi.
That's surprising. That's actually really, really solid there from Dynamic. That's a good sign of things to come for them as they're going to immediately look at that run. Look at that rush from Dynamic. They know what they need to do.
That's what you're supposed to do. This is what we saw, I think Penta, or not Penta, sorry, playingDucks do before. They got the defuse and didn't charge across the map.
Now Digi and Xanax in a position where they had all the right moves, the right positioning, but they did not find the frags. And now Digi is really kicking himself. He can't shake this bomb. They know exactly what he is. He quite literally has a target painted on his forehead, and Daly is the one to find that shot. Now A-Site is once again going to be in trouble. It's going to come down to these holds from Xanax and Gripnex. And that ball of smoke, exactly what we were talking about, is really clear right there. You can see that it does not make it as easy as it should, unless you have a real knowledge, a real kind of understanding of the scenery behind that smoke.
Well, looks like they want to transition towards that A site, but Daly's just backing away. He's getting pressured by Hetty, who's looking for that kill. He will get the bomb now down. Notice the playingDucks have been able to secure some kills on towards the back of A, though, and Dynamic are still missing their 5th man. Low has not been seen in this half, or at least for a good portion of this half. With only 1:50 left to go, if they can just defend, they don't really need another MCOM, and they can still pick up this first map. Next, they're going for the flank. Directly behind them, they do secure the kill onto that man. And the bomb now picked up, looking to go towards A.
Yeah, that's really just salt in the wound for Dynamic. That felt like a very close cut game, and you know, the scales have been tipped by the world of internet. That's really going to be a bug in him, as we did see him ping out just as he was trying to mount a comeback on towards that A retake for that first MCOM. It's been a long time since then, and still having to play 5 vs 4. And look at Dynamic still managing to piece things together with 4 for safe fort. Lodrem, welcome back to the server, as he is the one to pick up the bomb for a short period of time before being neutralized by B-Mode himself. Picks up a second as well, not claiming that bomb just yet. This is the smart play to make, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do anything more with that. Picks up the bomb and wants to try and head towards the site. Dynamic are ready and waiting, and are just going to let this one play out.
All he needs to do is stall for time, but he's able to pick up one big kill. Maybe looking for that second one with the rest of his team coming in from the side to help out. The rest of playingDucks just completely went back to their own side of the map when they saw that they had or the enemy team had 5 people alive, or 5 people in the server. Nixon looks like he's able to pick up the bomb, be able to get towards one of these sides. There's still a couple men here defending. With the help of the smokes, well, doesn't really help him too much as he does fall from that. But the rest of the team is still here, and they will just drop one by one. Dynamic, they're looking to play for real now as they're charging across the map. They got to hurry. Lodrem, the last man on his team, as they get some respawns in on top of him and towards the back. And it looks like he will get the bomb across. He's got 13 seconds left to go. He needs to get the bomb down now. If he gets the plant, the timer will extend, but he also has to defend it. The teammates need to respawn on top of him. He might just have a tie game.
Oh my god, 4 seconds left on that clock. The smoke is there to help him, and now the bomb goes down. This was not supposed to happen. playingDucks, they've been playing against 4 for so long, and now Dynamic spring to life as Lodrem joins the server.
Well, the bomb is ticking away. playingDucks trying to go for the attack. They still have quite a few men alive. It comes down to Lodrem, the man who has reconnected to hold on to this bomb as a respawn's coming in from his team to help out. The charge coming through. Lodrem will go down. And the bomb, I think it's being diffused. I think he's on top of it. No, he's not. But he still has a couple men here. The respawn's coming in to work out very well for him. And I think they might be able to go for it. No, they actually do drop it on the last one of the squad. They're going to keep dying one by one, and playingDucks are out, and men, we're going to see a tie.
I cannot believe what we have just witnessed, Jason. What was it, a majority, 50% of that game they played with 4. Lodrem turns up, he grabs that bomb, he kicks his team back into gear, and playingDucks are going to be kicking themselves. 10:43. He planted that bomb with 2 seconds left. He planted that bomb with literally 2 seconds left on that clock.
Well, you can't locate the new bomb, not until the half starts up again.
You're insane. Oh, I'm actually on camera. I was gonna tell it. I was just gonna tell him he was really good. Damn it! That one man, like, he just jumped in and he first of all he stopped the MCOM from being destroyed, grabbed the bomb, started the run, then managed to get the bomb back and get that bomb down. That was actually really exciting. God damn. Now though, the overtime stopwatch. And a game mode which does favor the fast plant, the speed EMCOM destruction, something we haven't seen too much of from these two teams.
I'm glad you said that, because if you didn't, I would. Yeah, very slow played both teams. When it comes into this overtime, I actually don't know which team is going to win. Maybe off the back of that quick plant, or the plant with the last few seconds remaining, we might see Dynamic, start off strong, but they're going to be on that red side, the defending side. And with only 50 seconds to go on the countdown, we're going to see which team will pull out the victory in the overtime, in the stopwatch, and will take us on to map 2 with a 1 map lead. I mean, there's potential to see more than one overtime, so we can't say that's going to be, a guaranteed win. And there's 5 minutes left to work with, or 5 minutes to work with in this whole set.
Yeah, so 5 minutes, and it's all about whoever can plant the, destroy an MCOM faster. That's the name of the game. We'll see who can pick it up. I mean, playingDucks are going to surely be on tilt now. That was a free win for them, provided by the faulty connection of Lodrem. But Dynamic are going to be so hyped. Like, that's going to put... This has completely, changed the whole dynamic, believe it or not, of these two teams, as that's now going to leave them on a massive high that they've managed to stave off that loss and put playingDucks on a big tilt. I would be surprised if they have the kind of mental fortitude to stay upbeat moving into this overtime.
They should just not have lost that. They shouldn't have even lost the MCOM towards A when they had the plant down. They were 5-on-4 and they lost. Blows my mind. But here we go, kicking off our first half of overtime. On the blue side, and we'll be playingDucks. On the red side, it will be Dynamic Instinct. And only 5 minutes to go on this clock. Whoever does get the destruction the quickest will pick up the victory. And already the first frag coming in for playingDucks, so it's going to facilitate a push in towards C. And I think in a plant down within the first minute, that would be honestly godlike with how these two teams have been playing.
Yeah, it truly would, and already Digi is going to make it difficult. Bomb loose, thanks to Digi and his cover on towards that site. Bomb, though, quickly retrieved as playingDucks, they have control of that, and they have control of the great deal of the map. Excuse me, Dynamic have a great deal. I forgot they swap sides. Have control of a great deal of the map, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually Dynamic who who literally play the waiting game. They are just going to be so happy to watch the time tick away. I'm not sure how much B mode is doing here. This is not a particularly favorable position. He's not catching any of these defenders just yet. They're aware of his position. Just as I say that, I get proved wrong. Xanax put to bed.
And the bomb has been dropped, though, by an aggressive push out of Dynamic. And now Daly coming in from the side, B mode working well from that angle as well. And they cleared up every single man except one onto the site. All they do is just pick up the bomb and run it in. And that will be the man, Xanax, grabbing the bomb and running it across the map, realizing that they're pretty much all behind him. And he's going to head over towards B, gets the respawns in as well. This is a great move from Dynamic, but Xanax isn't fully clear. There's still two men coming to the side of playingDucks to stop him. And I imagine the next few seconds he should go down, but he's trying to dodge all the bullets, trying to run straight in towards that site, and he will fall. The bomb is now down. And Dynamic going to go back on the defensive.
Okay, so playingDucks with 4 versus the 3 of Dynamic. Make it 4. The spawns are coming in. This is going to be a level playing field once again then. As Lodrem's actually in a prime position to catch this bomb carrier if he doesn't mess this up. 3 players all... Oh no, he's made it obvious. He had closed that door. Surely now Cyber's just going to be hunting him down. They've got the spot on him already. Swing the door open and go for the hip fire, but Lodrem does prevail. And he's just fed the bomb now to Lodrem, who's not going for the run though. That surprises me. He has access to the bomb. He has teammates surrounding him. That bomb should be in his hands right now.
Oh, it's going to be rough. He's got at least a man in front of him to stop him from running in that path, and a couple men down the street towards his left and his right. So he's kind of locked in, but his teammates are behind him who aren't really pushing up to help out, which you really have to question, with him there, with him having the bomb, and, well, unfortunately now losing both. They could have defended him and pushed across, but now they're the ones under scrutiny. The C site going to be pushed on by playingDucks. Pretty much trying to hold on as he does get rushed down. Actually, that was a different teammate of his. That was actually Digi who got rushed down, but he was fine. And it looks like with 5 minutes alive on Dynamic and playingDucks only playing with 3, they're not going to be able to push through. Actually, only playing with 2 now. They're going to have to run away. Minute 50 seconds to go on this first half overtime. And all it really takes is 1 MCOM to win the game, guys.
That's exactly right. 1 MCOM destruction is the magic number. That's obviously too much to ask of these two teams, it seems, as playingDucks are once again hitting a wall. Every single time there's an objective, kind of a chance for this objective, it does get dashed by their opponent. Now, we are going to be seeing maybe one last push. What would you say? 1 minute 30, is that one good push from these teams?
I mean, with what we saw Dynamic do before in the last, 15 seconds?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure if it's just one good push, but with the way playingDucks are playing it, it sure as hell could be. Still holding on, looking for those couple of great frags to open up this entire set. I feel like we're repeating that, but with the way the team's been playing, that's all they're really hoping for.
They
They pick up
that's
2
2
big
frags.
kills. They could actually finally move this bomb across. They get the 3rd, looking for maybe that 4th or the 5th, and the bomb might get planted. It should go down.
It should, unless Xanax has got some incredible tricks up his sleeve. Not going to happen. Coco punches in the digits, and now we are going to see our first MCOM plant of this overtime. Coco backing away into a hidey hole, trying to keep himself safe. It took them a whole lot of time, though, in this first half. 15 seconds, then, for this one. There's now Het coming in from the side. They have not got time to mess around here. playingDucks quite happy to just hold this perimeter. And what on earth are dynamics doing? They're just taking their time, walking slowly, casually towards that bomb site they need to be defusing it from.
Well, Het tried to push up to be aggressive to catch him off from the side, but he got taken down. Now the rest of the team forced to go without his cover, without his extra attention to help. And this is getting really dangerous for dynamics. They do get the respawns back in. They're looking for the push. The bomb is taken away. Only a few seconds left to go on the clock. They don't have a man actually on the bomb. They're going to rush straight into it, trying to go for it. Nades could completely stop them. They're picking up the kills left and right. There's 1 man left to defend. The bomb might get defused, and the nades have missed. He's going to pull it off, and they're going to get the defuse through with only 3 seconds to go. playingDucks won't get the destruction, and this will go into our second half of overtime.
How on earth is this game working? This is so confusing. This is new to us. This is something very new to us, how these teams are playing, the way they're approaching the game. It's a little bit of insight into what happens in the first couple of rounds of our cups, Jason. Things that we miss out on because we're covering the larger teams is a very different, a slow and messy start of Battlefield 4.
Cryptnex at 11-1, not a bad job by him. 10-3 on the other side as the top fragger. 0-5 for Kuko, so either he reconnected or he just, well, I think he didn't even reconnect. He just did not pick up any kills in that half. You see 1-4 for Lodrem. He came out big in the last half of normal time, standard time, but unfortunately couldn't really do much in this half.
Yeah, that's not ideal. And going into our second half, of course, it is still the battle for an MCOM destruction. We haven't seen too many of them between these two teams. Just that one picked up in the playingDucks court over on at that first map. I've written down a 1 here. Am I wrong?
Yeah, both teams got 1.
I didn't add the second one. That would make sense.
That's why we're in overtime.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying it with a question mark above my face. Like literally looks like a little question mark. Like this doesn't feel right. But yeah, so 1 apiece so far. So 2 MCOMs have been destroyed so far in the 45 minutes we've been here on Siege of Shanghai. 35?
30. 25.
5 minutes in overtime. Joining the server.
10 minutes. I mean, of actually playing. 25.
Okay, 25 minutes. So, 38 seconds then on the countdown before we do jump on into the fray once more. And the sides have swapped once again. Dynamic will be your side in blue. You can see them over here readying themselves for the action. And on the red side this time, we have playingDucks. Kuko, Cyber, Nixon, Daily, and B mode. I assume that was Beast mode. I know he was forced to shorten it.
Really? I thought it was from Adventure Time with Finn and Jake.
Oh, B mode. Oh, yeah.
BMO.
Ah, okay. I don't know. My assumption was, what on earth was that? My assumption was that they were, it was like, didn't fit the tag. playingDucks Beast mode didn't quite fit. But I think it would have.
Oh, there we go. Kicking off the second half. We're going to find out which one of these two teams, hopefully in this half, will be picking up the first map victory. Again, we could go into another overtime if neither team is able to get that bomb on the MCOM destruction. We're going to find out exactly how they're going to do on this blue side, though, for Dynamic. Can they be the ones, can they be the aggressor that they need? playingDucks, we know they've been able to defend well before. Up against Infamous, though, is a little bit different. Kettle of Fish, as Infamous is such an aggressive team, and their aim is definitely top-notch. But, again, both teams just going up for a standard cutoff hold. Trying to not lose out on too many men early on. But the Magnum shots are rattling off. The first kill will come in for that blue side for Dynamic. That was Lodrem able to get the kill, I think, over onto B-Mode. So they do have the man advantage. They could push in. But again, they're being very, very hesitant.
Yeah, super slow. Once again, just slowing that down. Wanting to kind of remove as much margin for error as they possibly can. Lodrem, though, with a solid frag on towards Nixon. That's going to be a second onto B-Mode. Cryptnex, in the meantime, onto Cyber. We're seeing a lot of frags very early on now.
They got 4 kills. They can plant the bomb. Kuko's the last man alive. They need to get across the map as quick as they can. The bomb hasn't picked up. They got the last kill, and they're going to get the plant. This could be the plant to end the first game.
This very
map.
well could be Dynamic. Oh, just they've had such a bumpy road. I mean, the fact that they basically had to play 5 versus 4 for the majority of this game, and still they could pick up the victory here. playingDucks have absolutely no reason.
They've left only one man to defend though on the site. What are they doing? Digi, he's going to get overrun. He's got to be so careful. He will fall. The bomb can be defused. They will have a man off towards the courtyard, Hete, and the rest of the team coming in, flanking, just trying to help out. But they got completely caught up from the backside because they turned to go for the defense. No one's defusing the bomb just yet. The bomb is taken away. And the last man in the squad is Xanax. He's going to be overrun. The bomb is being defused by Kuko. The respawns have come in for Dynamic, but I think they're going to rush him down just so they get the kill. The bomb, it's still ticking. It's on its the last second. Xanax trying to charge. So he picks up another kill. Someone trying to get on top of it. Side of the last one alive. He gets taken down. And there we go. Finally, Dynamic pick up the first map victory in overtime, in the second half of overtime. And that will now take us over onto Operation Locker, which was the map of choice by playingDucks. playingDynamics.
playingDynamics. Wow. Oh, that is a story to remember. That was one where we really should not have seen Dynamic take the win. The reason being, of course, playingDucks having that advantage, having that numbers advantage so early on, which we almost always see. We almost always see a team who gets the advantage. Like if the enemy team disconnects, they just go, right, let's take full advantage of this, charge in for MCOM plants, go for those, and we just didn't see them
Unless
do it.
you're Epsilon, then you win 4v5 against Fnatic.
That happened?
Yep, Cup 4. Finals.
It did happen, you're right.
In the final map of the final half.
Fnatic weren't happy.
No. Well, they deserve to lose. If it's 5-on-4 and you still can't pick up the victory, like...
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure, I mean, there was twice when they were playing 5v4 that we saw playingDucks still pick up, like, a squad wipe against them. I mean, excuse me, Dynamic pick up a squad wipe against playingDucks. Like, the MCOM went down, they squad wiped them and defused.